Aim true, for the call is upon us. Fly, and carry the word.
Grrr.
Excellent. Bravo.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it really was.
Oh, man. Good evening, folks. Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Ammunation. I'm your host, Craig Bragg. With me tonight is my co-host, Mr. The inexcusable Irving Twin, and our good friends, Evan and C-Mac. You guys know C-Mac from the chat from many Ammunation live streams. She and Evan are joining us to do a little something different with Ammunation. So if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that we do mainly political commentary and bitching and moaning about the state of the world. Well, Twin and I have kind of gotten sick of doing that, so we decided we're gonna create our own world, and we're gonna play some Shadow Dark RPG tonight. It's so weird, eh? They didn't put the name of the game on the cover of the book. You have to read the spine. That's okay. Anyway,
cool, to be honest. That's like,
it's a cool cover, though. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, so yeah, I've been wanting to play it for a while. I've had it for years, and so yeah, I decided, hey, why don't we run a gaming stream? And if I can make a go of it, so then maybe we can do regular gaming streams. I'd be happy to do that. But this is a first time out, so don't be surprised if there's some technical issues. I might boomer it up completely. Anyway, sorry, I didn't introduce my guests, C-Mac and Hunts. Hunts is the character and guest's name. Welcome. How are you two folks doing?
As good as always. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for participating in tonight's experiment.
Thank you for organizing said experiment.
Oh yeah, like I said, I've been wanting to play it for a while. We are waiting on Mr. Pox Toxic, and the son of a bitch took a nap, and I think he slept right through the start time. But hey, that's his problem. He'll miss out on all the fun. So I was just saying before we started that we're going to be playing Shadow Dark. Shadow Dark's a kind of a gritty game. It's very deadly. But one of the things, if you watch my video, I mentioned I don't like the way they attribute hit dice to the player's class. I think it's much more logical that it be attributed to the player's race. So as a result, you, Ivar, I think you're a fighter, right?
yes, sir.
What is a fighter's hit die in Shadow Dark normally? D8 or D10?
One of those. I ended up with 8 hit points, and I'm sure I got a bonus somewhere, so it's got to be a D8.
Probably. Okay. Yeah, it's a D8. Well, it doesn't change anything then, because the way I'm doing it is basically humans have a D8, elves have a D6, and halflings, goblins have a D4. Half-orcs would have a D10. So Hunts, your character might change. You would get max hit points at first level, so whatever you got for your hit points, you could increase it to 8 plus your con modifier if you want. And C-Mac, I think you're a D6 anyway because you're a rogue, right?
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 5 for that, I think. So
yeah, so yours doesn't really change. Yours doesn't change much. But yeah, if you wanna up your hit points up a little bit there, Hunts, you're welcome to do so.
Yeah, I was at 4, so I put it at 8 there now.
Yeah, it would make it 8 plus whatever your con modifier is. Anyway, so we're going to be doing it in Owlbear Rodeo, and I have a request of you, Mr. Twin. You're on your computer, right?
Oh yeah.
Would you be a doll and share your screen of
Sure.
Owlbear Rodeo? Just because if I share it, the people are going to be able to see all the GM tools while I'm navigating the thing.
Right.
But if you share it, they'll only see the player view, which is what I kind of want.
You got it.
And I'll get the scene started. Let's actually, let me see what it looks like when you add it. There we go. It's a typical medieval village city. And let me get some started with some music here. Oh, hear that? Might be a little loud. But that's okay.
Definitely.
So- I will share with you the overland map. You all can see where we are. This is the Kingdom of Alban. And if you wanted to have a Greatest concept of hardware acceleration disabled on the ground, those orthogonal effects may not be displayed at this time. That's okay. So
I think you're going
Alban-
to turn the music down a touch.
Oh, should I turn the music down? Let me do that.
Yeah, when it picked up there, it really got loud.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. That's all right.
Now, can we change this orientation a little bit? No. No, I think I like it. I think I like it like this. Yeah, it's better. Okay, so Alban is a kingdom that, if you were going to compare it to our own world, would be similar to the British Isles, like England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, anything else? No, that's it. Medieval Europe kind of thing, if the Romans had never conquered Britain. Plus, there's the demi-human races like the halflings and the dwarves and the elves and such. So it's a fantasy realm, but culturally it's very much like what you would consider medieval or pre-medieval England. Lots of very happy folk that like to play stringed instruments and such, and love to drink and smoke pipes and such. They keep sheep, and they farm fields, and that sort of thing. If you can, let me see if I can zoom in on this map at all. Is that showing up for you guys?
No.
It's not increasing in size.
No. I think
You might have to zoom in then a little bit there, Twin.
sharing. Loch Alva,
Loch Alva,
Camlin Duk,
Loch the Cupola. That's the twin lakes, and Camlin Duk, and the Lanavern. So these are the major bodies of water. The Gloaming is like a haunted forest area. How are we looking here?
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if Hawks were here, I had a whole story planned, but that's okay. Instead, what we'll do is we'll start. We'll start where we're going to start anyway. We will start in the city of Trelambie. So Trelambie is on the western banks of the Loch de Culpa, I think, and it's basically this. I think I have the notes on it. It's this sort of city in decay. It was once, protected by high stone walls, but they've since become kind of decrepit and poorly maintained. Let me see if I can pull up the description of Trelambie. Trelambie, the fading century of the East, perched on the windswept eastern shore of the twin lakes of Loch na Cupla. Trelambie is a city of long shadows and dwindling fortunes. While it is surrounded by vast grasslands and rolling hills, its residents look longingly toward the prosperous lands of the West. The population shrinks each year as people migrate west. The specter of the Gloaming to the south spurs them on. So yeah, if you're looking at the map, or you were looking at the map, that area of the Gloaming, it's like this big forest in the middle of Alban that is said to be cursed and haunted And so people in Trellanby, they don't like living that close to it. So a lot of them just left the city. So as you wander the streets, you see that it's kind of it looks almost abandoned. There's lots of like storefronts and shops that are just boarded up. There's still a bustling trade of fish and food from the lake and that sort of thing. So it's got a sizable population, but not what a city this size could normally hold. You look at the city guards walking on the tower walls, and they all look overworked and tired, and just like living in this place is draining them. So a couple of points of interest about Trellanby. Not sure if you can see the legend there. There's only one real tavern here. It's down right there on the shore of the lake. It's called the Lake Light Inn. Castle Vane is named after the lord of this area. There's another place. Well, there's the Garrison. That's where the guards spend most of their off hours, but they're sadly overworked just because everybody keeps leaving, and they're down to just a force of perhaps a dozen men. And then there's Nadia's Repose. Where is that? It's down here on the southern part of it. It's kind of a lounge place where weary travelers come and get reinvigorated and enjoy the company of friendly lady types. And what else we got here? Dark Moon Outfitters. They're just kind of a regular, normal outfitting unit. And then Baron Beer's Quick Stop is kind of like a grocery supply store. But as you find yourself walking in the streets, here, I'll move you around here, of Trellanby, you're making your way through the streets and just noticing, this city kind of sucks. It's kind of shitty. We're going to make the assumption you all know each other. You've met at some point in the past. Ivar, maybe you could give us a little background about yourself. Did I lose Ivar? I lost him. Hey, there you are. What happened?
I touched a thing and came right back, and then I was sitting there for like 10 minutes.
Shit, man, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, Ivar, you want to tell us about yourself?
All the stuff you were describing and zooming in and moving stuff, I was the only one who could see it.
Oh, you're right. It's not being shared. Such a dummy. See, I told you I'd boomer this up.
No, I boomered it up. I was trying to change my avatar, and it screwed up. I screwed it up.
All good, man. All good. So I moved your avatars in there. Can you zoom in so we can see a little bit closer? There, twin. There we are. We got Ivar. So I want to make the assumption that you guys know each other already.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe you've gone on a couple of adventures before. Maybe you've met on the road, but for whatever reason, you found yourselves together here in the city of Trellanby. Irving Twin, Ivar.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Ivar.
Okay, so it's actually a lot like his story has a story in the real world. I sort of used bits of what Pox was telling us to create his story.
Okay.
Right? Because Ivar is not too bright. All right. His intelligence is 7. His wisdom is 7. Okay. He grew up shitty. Right? Not here. Some other place. I don't know the details of this land yet. Somewhere far away. Perhaps to the north. Perhaps across a small sea. Right?
So he's not from Alvin.
That's right.
Okay.
And he grew up like a street urchin. And I put his background as soldier, but more like he joined a war band, because growing up on the streets, he the only thing he was good at was violence.
Right.
It kept him alive. It kept him going. So he's joined up with some kind of war band. They go on regular raids, but not just against soft targets like civilians. They go for armories and for garrisons because they want the weapons and the armor, right, to keep war banding and stuff.
Right.
So think kind of like Viking type guys. And at some point, he's given an order to like murder this old man in the temple who's just protecting the kids and has already given up all the valuables. And it's like kill the priest, kill the kids. He refuses, gets in the fight with his war band. They're already like pillaging this town though.
Yeah.
And so he has to kill a few guys, miraculously escapes, gets the old man and the kids to safety, and then abandons the warband. And he's very stupid, and he knows he's not good, but he wants to be, but he doesn't really know how. He's just smart enough to know he's stupid, so he's looked for someone to help guide him to do the right thing and not the terrible thing. And that was supposed to be Pox's
That's where Gabrelli, Pox's character, Gabrelli, is a priest of Sorakov the Forgotten. The story behind Sorakov was that he was a member. He's a saint, Saint Sorakov the Forgotten. But so, in a nutshell, Gabrelli's story is he worked as a city guard, actually here in Trelambie. He'd been away for years, but he started working as a guard when he was quite young. Found a love of music, and ended up going all around the world playing music, and that's where he found the religion of Saint Sorakov the Forgotten. Sorakov was a member of a holy order of knights dedicated to Saint Taraganus. And Saint Taraganus, but his order was kind of a joke, and Gabrelli was always known for being kind of a soft-hearted knight, and he was better at playing his lute than he was at swordplay. But yeah, so this kind of sat well with Galabri, and he's like, yeah, this guy's he's my kind of guy. He's all about the music, and he's all about being good, and so that's where he sort of fell into that priesthood. So he started out as a guard, but he eventually became a priest. And he started out here in Trelambie as a guard, and as you guys are walking through the streets and you get close to Castle Vane, you hear this mad screaming coming from the castle, and you see a couple of the guards just sort of look at each other kind of uncomfortably and shake their head, and then they go back to talking about whatever it is they're talking. CMAC, or as we know them, Shalandra and Hunts. We've got an elven thief and a human wizard. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'll go first. I've got
Sure.
an elf that's ADHD as fuck and likes to hyper focus on making things and stealing them from people in order to wander around making more things. I think she left the elves because she was too ADHD for their chill environment, and it just wasn't working out. And I don't know how I managed upon you guys, but I'd be interested to find that out sometime. I have daggers. I like to kill things quietly. I don't want to announce my presence. I just want to kill you quickly and be out of here. So I think I'm going to try to stay hidden as much as possible until I can deal some kind of devastating blow and then get out before anybody sees me.
Well, that sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah.
It's a good way to do it, especially as an elf. They're not known for being.
Yeah, it's dangerous as hell around here. So
It sure is, yeah. The wider world is not pretty. When you're in the walls of the city, even one like Trelambie, you feel a little bit more secure for sure. And what about Hunts? Hunts is a wizard.
Yeah, he was abandoned as a child, raised in a dragon conclave. He's righteous, so lost raised in Dragon Order, so he's more only merciless when it prevents or permits him, you know. So, and how we met, I was wondering the same thing.
I know. I kind of want to hear the backstory about how we all find each other.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't thought about that, and I know that it's often, oh, you meet in a tavern, right? And it's a little bit hackneyed. I'd like to say you guys met on the road. Maybe you ran into Hunts first, Shalandra, and you guys hit it off, and you've just been touring together, and then you bumped into Ivar and Gabrelli somewhere. Ivar trying to learn the finer points of morality from Gabrelli, and the four of you just sort of hooked up. Gabrelli's come back to Trelambie after many years away. He's an old man now, but when he left, he was just a young man, and he's passing through these streets, and he doesn't recognize them from when he was here. Everything is decayed so greatly. When he was here, the king was beloved, and he was regularly out amongst the people in the city. But now, as he's passing by, any reference to the king seems to be sort of stricken from any public record. They don't immortalize him in any artwork or any statuary. It's almost as though the people here are ashamed of the king. His name is Lord Uthamar Vane, and lately he's just been a recluse in the castle. As Gabrelli and the group of you walk, one of the guards standing up coming down the stairs from the walls, he spots Gabrelli and does sort of a double take. He's an older man. He's probably in his 60s, mid to late 60s. And he stops Gabrelli. He's like, "Gabrelli, is that you? It's a perfect time for you to come in, Pox." Anyway, Gabrelli and him exchange words for a moment, and you find that this person here is the captain of the guard, and I guess he served on the walls along with Gabrelli back in the day. And the captain of the guard, whose name is Harlan Cross, he says, "Yeah, it's rough. I can't keep good men, and I'm finding that the people here just nobody's friendly anymore. Everybody's just sort of watching their back. I think we're cursed being this close to the gloaming." Anyway, he talks about how the king, Lord Uthamar, not the king, the baron, the lord of this castle, has gone mad in recent years. In the last 10 years or so, he's just been gradually losing his wits, becoming a little bit more erratic, and he cloisters himself up in his tower. But every once in a while, in the middle of the night, you hear him scream at the top of his lungs, screaming about the music. The people here, I think it's setting them off. It's putting them off their nerves.
Okay, this is where Ivar, being foolish and violent, looks quizzically and says, "Why isn't someone just put him down?"
Captain Cross looks at Ivar with amazement. Like, "How could you say such a thing? He's our lord. He's our sovereign. I have half a mind to lock you in the cells."
I mean, he's not doing anyone any good, and he's obviously not enjoying it. This is where
Gabrelli puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "Hold your tongue, lad." And he sort of interposes himself between you and Captain Cross, and he calms him down for a little bit. He says, "The guy doesn't know any better. He's a bit of a fool." Anyway, he after calming down a little bit, he hands Gabrelli a small little purse full of coins, and he advises you all to go over to let's see, what's the place called again? The Lake Light Inn. It's the only real establishment you can get a good meal and a warm bed. And Cross says, "I'll meet you later. We'll have a pint, or we'll have some mead or whatever." And yeah, he goes about his business. He leaves you guys. And that's
So-
where you guys do what you want. He's advised Gabrelli. Gabrelli's plan is he's going to go to the Lake Light Inn and have himself some meal and get a few drinks on Captain Cross.
And yeah, Ivar obviously is going to go with him. Ask him, like, I don't get it. What was like? So explain this. This is
I don't want to impersonate
Right.
Paul.
Does the demented king have anything worth stealing?
What's that say?
If he's gone mad, hand over the crown jewels.
See if they could steal in the crowd.
I'm just saying.
I mean, hey, you know what? Like this,
Have
I just
demented.
warn
He
you.
won't.
He won't miss it. I
Who's
think the
the
guard
guard?
might. I think the guard has something to say about that. They are understaffed, though. There are only about a dozen men here. And it looks like the captain of the garrison, the captain of the guard, he works alongside his men just as much as they do. You know, he's not sitting in an office somewhere. He's up on the walls with them.
I'm not hearing any arguments against this. Sounds like the perfect score. They're overworked. They're demoralized. Come on now. We just offered them a better paycheck this week than they got last week, and we're in. All I'm saying.
Well, Gabrelli, he kind of shakes his head and says, "Tut tut." He says, "I need a bowl of chowder and a warm cup of mist haze mead, if they still make it."
I agree. I'll come up with a better plan once I'm fed. That's true.
All right. So you all head down to the Lake Light Inn. I'm gonna move you that way. Gabrelli knows the way.
Damn it, Pox was supposed to be the voice of reason in this campaign.
Exactly right. And he's not even here. What a bust. That's okay. So you find yourself in the musty common room of the Lake House or the Lake Light Inn. It's
Gross.
right up against the banks of the lake. And as you sit at your table, you can hear the water of the lake lapping in and hitting the foundations. Sorry, what would you you're about to say something there, C-Mac or Hunts?
You said musty, and I said gross.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's kind of musty smelling in here. But the innkeeper is a wiry man who looks very nervous, and he shows you to a table near the window, and advises you to sit down. And he says he'll bring you some food in just a moment, and asks you what you'd like to drink.
All right, so Ivar knows this much, right?
Water while I'm here.
What's that?
Can I fill my flask with water while I'm here?
Sure, yeah.
Ivar's not bright, but he has learned one thing, two things: rations cost money, stealing is wrong.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Instead of stealing the Baron's jewels, could we maybe sell services to them? Try to help them somehow.
Gabrelli taps you on the shoulder and says, "That's now you're thinking, boy. That's the way to do it. You can get much more out of life if you help people than if you abscond with their wealth." And he gives a judgmental eye to Shalendra, sorry. And after you sit for a few moments, the barkeep, who seems to be running the whole place himself, it's not very busy, as this is a city in decline, and he brings you over your drinks, and he brings out a plate of it is almost overpowering him by its weight. It's basically a giant pewter platter And on this platter is a piping hot red shelled mud crab. It's about the size of a roast pig. And he gives you some small pewter hammers and forks and things to crack its shell and eat the delicious insides. And Gabrelli's eyes light up. He said, "Oh, I haven't had mud crab in forever." And he grabs his hammer and he starts cracking on one of the claws. The claws are about the size of like a football. They're huge. Or a rugby ball even. And he looks at you guys all, "Dig in, come on, this is good eating." And he starts smacking his lips, chowing down on crab meat from the claw. Your drinks are pretty good.
Ivar's from Viking people. He understands seafood.
So you spend the evening relaxing in the Lake Light Inn. After walking on the road for many days, it's nice to have a place to sit down and just get some warmth and get some food in you that isn't, dried nuts and berries and things. And after a time, Captain Cross comes in and finds you all at your table, and he sits down next to Gabrelli and gives him a warm welcome and grabs himself a slice of bread and some cheese and starts chowing down with him. And the two catch up for a few minutes and start talking amongst themselves. Is there anything else you guys want to do while you're here?
I mean, should we be asking around like the innkeep for, more details, rumors about, the state of the city, the curse on the Baron or whatever, the way he's all mind fucked?
Yeah, you can. He's busying himself behind the counter, behind the bar, and he's washing some glasses and stuff. And when you come up upon him, he looks startled, and you can see he's a very nervous fellow. He's like I said, he's wiry and thin, kind of gaunt faced, but his eyes are constantly like wide with like, what the hell's gonna happen next? Think Don Knotts. He's like Don Knotts, and he says, so what can I help you with, sir?
And
you gotta let me pilfer something. Can I take some of the hammers we used to smash the mud crab open and put it in my backpack? Like, I gotta abscond with something.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, is it something do you have enough room in your backpack? You can carry a maximum of 10 items in your backpack, plus or your con score, whatever's higher. So I don't know what Shalandra's con score is.
Yeah, I think I have room in my backpack.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to steal, I would say the pewter hammers, you could probably steal 4 of them, and they would fit in your backpack. And it's not difficult to steal because while he's occupied with Ivar, he's not paying attention to what you're doing. And now he might notice that they're missing when he comes to collect the plates and things, or do you want to steal from you want to steal from his stock behind the counter so he doesn't necessarily notice?
No, shit goes missing.
I only actually want to take 1. Can I just take 1 and not 4?
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, that I'll count that as a freebie. 1 won't even take up a slot in your backpack. We're talking like a little tiny hammer. Like,
yeah. It might come in handy later.
You never know. Right? Anyway, as you're asking him, Ivar, he says, "Oh, the Lord Vane, is that what's his name again? Vane?
Yeah, is it Castle Vane?
Lord Uthamar. He's a fine man. He's not doing well. He's not doing well at all. It's right around this time of year where he gets completely mad. When the waters get low in the loch and the mud bars rise. I mean, it's good for us because we get fresh mud crab, but it seems to drive him bonkers.
Being lead
He
poisoned
starts screaming about the song. He starts screaming. He wants the song to stop, and I don't know about you, but I don't hear any music in here. The background music in the live stream is non-diegetic, folks. Oh, it looks like Pox messaged us. 1 second. My fucking alarm didn't go. Well, come on in here, Pox, whenever you're ready. We're still going. And I've been playing your character, so.
See, but Ivar takes the look on the innkeeper's, tavern keeper's face, right, as like more immediate fear. Like, you look like you're in danger right now. It's one of the few things that he has a instinctive understanding of. Fear, violence.
Yep.
And he presses him on, like, no, what's going on? Why do you look so nervous? Why do you look like your life is under threat?
Well, I guess I don't know. Well, ever since my daughter went missing in the gloaming 4 years ago, I've never been the same.
I'm not kidnapping this bitch or rescuing anybody. That's not.
Oh, she's long dead now. She went in the gloaming. She's long dead now, for sure.
All right, cool. We're good with that. We said our goodbyes.
But I've always been a bit of a what's the word? Highly observant, he says. But no, it's this time of year. Every time of year when the mud bars rise in the loch and they're exposed, it seems to drive him mad. The king, the Lord Vane. He screams nonstop about the song. It's driving people away. Plus, we're so close to the gloaming that people don't really want to stay anyway.
Maybe he should get out too. What are you sticking around for?
It's my home. I've been here forever. I'd never leave. I can't leave. Who knows? My daughter might come back.
I thought we just had that conversation.
Oh shit! I gotta get an alert. 1 sec.
She comes back. It's like nothing good. That's cute though. Playing game too.
And I've invited him. I'll invite him in. I'll invite him to Albert as well. Hawk should be here any second now. You're right. Twain fell asleep and the alarm didn't go off.
I knew it.
But that's okay.
We're gonna have to catch him up.
We're gonna wait for him. He's gonna pop in any second now. I'm sure.
We can fight something soon? Fight.
Well-
When we get to fight something.
You want to fight something? Okay, fair enough. We'll get you into a fight.
Get Fox out here. We'll fight something.
No, you guys only have another 45 minutes, so why don't we move this along? Captain Cross tells Gabrelli of the recent tragedies that have befallen the community. And basically you learn from Captain Cross that he's essentially running the show here. While Lord Vane is officially the seat of power here, all the day-to-day operations are handled by Captain Cross and the garrison. They're kind of the real power here.
Interesting.
You can tell that he's stressed out. Like, that's not what he signed up for. He's a simple military type guy. He just wants to, keep the city safe. He doesn't also want to manage its day-to-day operations. So it's kind of bugging the shit out of him. And, Gabrelli, what do you call it? He sympathizes, of course. I'm just going to check and see what Pox is saying. It's trying to load. Oh, let me see if I got it. Get in here, Pox. Get in the StreamYard too. I've accepted his request. He should be popping in any minute. But long story short, he talks about how every late summer, the season you're in now, when the waters of the lake get low and the mud bars rise, that's when the great mud crab harvest comes in, and that's why it's being served here today, because it's fresh, but they're easy to catch when the mud
Abundant.
bars rise, when the lake waters get lower. And he says it's around that time that's when the king really goes off. Like, he starts screaming about the song. He starts screaming about he's looking out over the lake, and he looks like petrified and scared for his life.
See now, Ivar, his intelligence and wisdom aren't high enough to discern that maybe they should, go check out the mud bars, the lowered waters, right? Like maybe look around there.
Well, Cross says to you, oh, there he is. Welcome, Gabrieli Kinrektorov. Ox, how are you, sir?
Finally.
What's up?
You're not an elder yet.
Going. Man, look, I'm fucking old, and you guys have got to stop trying to keep me up till midnight.
It's 8:30 now.
Well, I'm blinking at 9 now. What do you mean?
We were supposed to start at 8:30.
I know. I set an alarm for 7:30, and somehow managed to sleep through it, I guess, or
That's
never went
awesome.
off. I don't know.
You're here now, and that's what's important. I no longer have to role play you.
I love a good nap. I understand.
Yeah, ditto.
It's one of the things I've come to appreciate in my old age. Nothing beats a good sleep.
It's true. I'm going to send you. You're not able to get an Albert Rodeo there, Fox?
I was trying to get in. Let me see. It says it's still asking to join.
Can you click it again, and I'll approve it?
Yeah, one second.
Anyway, Captain Cross turns to you, says, "There you are. Welcome in, Pox. Welcome in, Gabrieli Niktorov." So Captain Cross looks to you. He's still kind of sore about what you said about his lord, but he says, "Yeah, you know what? We would go and check out the mud, but the only guys who go out there this time of year are the fishermen and the crab hunters. So I can't spare the men. It's just me and 12 other guys, and apart from just guarding the place, I've got to deal with all the bureaucratic nonsense that's associated with running a city like this."
Sounds like an opportunity for me.
And Fox, just to catch you up, your character Gabrieli, he knows the captain of the guard because Tarandel, is that the name of the place is? Trellanby, sorry. I made this place up and I can't even remember what I called it. Trellanby is your hometown. It's where you started out working as a guard. And Captain Cross was another guardsman when you were there, and you were like the youngest of them. So Captain Cross is about 15 years your senior. So if you're like in your 50s, he's like 65, almost 70.
All right, so where are we talking to him at? What's going on here?
You're sitting in the Lake Light Tavern. It's the only watering hole in the town of Trellanby, and you've just returned after about several years abroad. You haven't been back at home in a while, and you found that the place has really gone downhill. You've also found out that the king has gone mad, and around this time of year, his madness just sort of it goes up a notch, and it's always when in the late summer, when the lake waters get low and the mud bars, they sort of rise above the surface of the lake. That's when he starts hollering and screaming about the song and make it stop and make it stop. And he stares out over the lake and has this look of horror on his face every time.
Okay. So what are we talking to the captain of the boat for?
Because he's an old friend, and he bought you some dinner and he bought you some drinks, and he's just catching up with you. But he's told you that this is the trouble he's been facing, because the king is basically incompetent, or not the king, the lord, the baron, or whatever you want to call him, is incompetent. He has to basically run the city of Trolambi, and it's getting on him. And your cohort here, Ivar, he says, well, why don't you guys go check out what's going on in the mud bars? Maybe that's what's causing his craziness. And Cross just says, yeah, well, we can't really afford the men. We're just a small contingent of city guards, and we can't spare it. So we'll leave it at that.
So the brother who he's sitting there, he's stroking his beard a little bit, listening to everything he's saying.
I can't hear you there, Pox.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yes.
All right. So Gabriele, he's stroking his beard, listening to everything, and then he just kind of looks around at who all is with us? Is Shalandra?
Yeah, Shalandra, Hunts,
and
Ivar.
Ivar,
Ivar, you've been traveling together. Ivar's a bit of a simple man. He spent his life basically as sort of like a bandit raider, and now he's trying to be moral. And he found you in his travels, and you're sort of trying to teach him how to behave like a moral person.
Right. He'll kind of he'll just nod at Ivar. He'll say, "Well, let's go check out the sandbars then. What do you say?"
If Gabriele says it's good, then it's good.
All right.
Captain Cross. That was his name, right?
Captain Cross, yeah.
Yeah, he'll pat Captain Cross on the back and he'll say, "Trust me, it's good. I've never met a better man than Captain Cross here."
And he smiles, and he gives you a look of like fondness, and he goes, "Fag, get him another round. I've got to get to bed. I'm back on watch another 3 hours. Spend the night here. It's on me. And tomorrow you can go check out the mud bars and see if you can find anything."
Sounds good. Thank you, Cross.
Yeah, you thought you were hitting on him. Anyway, he pays for your dinner, pays for another round of drinks, and then he takes off. And the skinny little wiry nervous fellow, he shows you to your rooms.
Do you have bedtime music?
I don't have bedtime music. No, I have no lullabies for StreamYard. Hold on. I am going to turn the music up.
A quick lullaby fanfare, just to show that the night's gone and it's the next morning, like in the video games, right?
Well, yeah, I hear you. You have a good night's sleep, and the sun comes up with a bounce. And you make your way down to the piers of Trolambi, and you see a bunch of fishermen and crab hunters, sort of getting ready to go out to the water and ply their trade. And yeah, there's plenty there to ask if you want to get some passage out to the mud bars.
I might know from back in the day.
Well, you grew up here, but you know that the lake provides bounty to the people of Trolambi. And this time of year, when the waters are lower, it's much easier to hunt mud crab, and so they make their way out there to hunt the mud crab. And yeah, that's where they're headed. If you wanted to tag along on one of the ships, a salty old guy looks you up and down as you approach. He goes, "What are you for?" What's that?
Trying to get out to the sandbars.
Hey, you can come with me. You want work? I can't pay you much. If you want work, I'll give you a cup of copper for every crab you get.
And Ivar says, "Rations cost money."
Good deal. All right, hop on a boat to set out. He loads up his gear on his boat. It's a it's a big, like, sort of 15, 20-foot long John boat that he just rows out on his own. And him and his grandson help out. His grandson's, probably 15. And they row you all out towards the mud bars, and they come ashore on a mud bar that's sitting up above the water. It's probably about a few hundred meters long and maybe about 50 meters wide, but it's risen above the water line, and the John boat just sort of splunches into it, and they hop out with their big, tall, waxed leather boots, and they start unloading their gear. And they say, "Here you are, off you get."
So as I'm climbing out of the boat, can I look around and see if I notice anything amiss?
On the bar itself, where you are right now, you don't really see much. It's probably 2 or 3 feet. It rises about 2 or 3 feet above the water line, and you can see it's very smooth. It's just basically a big long island of mud, and these guys they go off in their boots with some nets and some bidents and some clubs, and they just start going out hunting for mud crabs. There's some like seagrass that has grown out above it, but it's mostly just a big island of mud. Not much to see.
Ivar says,
Is there anything left behind in the sand worth taking with me? Is there anything to like see or notice or steal here?
In the boat?
No, in the dirt, in the mud.
Not you don't see much from where you are. I'm assuming you just want to go and explore the mud bar.
All right, well, I gotta check.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Ivar says, I thought I was going to hear music. Where's the music?
Yeah. No music.
Yeah, that's right. You figure if this lord is going mad over music, why are you not hearing any music?
I thought we were coming here to listen to music.
You are stupid.
Yeah. But is it? That's a clue, right? I delivered the cool clue in a stupid way.
You sure did. You sure did, sir. All right, I've changed the scene. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yes.
Right. Let's get your tokens out there.
Is this a mud bar? Oh, there you go.
So after Ivar says that, Gabrelli's he's just gonna be like, some music might help the work pass a little faster, and he'll pull out his lyre, and he'll start like a simple rule.
Start strumming?
Yeah, just a little tune, nothing like fancy or anything.
Sounds good. So yeah, as you're wandering across the mud plain, and you see the old codger and his grandson, they quite a ways from you, and they're down near the other end. They're hunting for crab, and you start strumming on your lyre there, Gabrelli, sorry, and it's not long after you start strumming, you guys are trouncing around in the mud, that you feel the mud beneath your feet starting to bubble up a little bit, and without any warning whatsoever, a bunch of crabs the size of large pigs erupt out of the mud, and they begin moving towards you with their claws raised as if to attack. Okay, we got the dice thing here. How do I move it? I thought I could move this thing. Oh, well, whatever. It's where it is now. And let's get the initiative tracker going. Select a character. Oh, you know what? Here, everybody, roll a d20. We've been playing here for almost an hour, and nobody's rolled a d20. Roll a d20, and add your dex modifier. That will determine who's going to go first, whoever gets the highest. I'll roll for the mud crabs.
Boom.
All right, give me 1 second. Let's see here.
I think they're only going to be able to see mine, though.
I got 12. That's okay. As long as you tell me what you get.
I forgot how to roll it.
Hit the little die icon up in the top. There you go.
Oh, 13. Decent.
All right, so you're going faster than the crabs anyway. Gabrielle got a 16.
Yeah, -3, so it's a 13 too.
13. What about Hunts and Chalandra?
I don't know. Where do we roll?
So up in the top left corner of Owlbear, you'll see a little die. Touch that, and you'll see a dice tray open up, and then you just pick up the D20 and roll it. Oh, nice, 20. Ooh, that's Hunts, okay. And Shalandra is a 1. Okay. Well, Hunts is going first, and then we'll just go in order after that. So where's Hunts here? Grab Hunts. Oh, I moved him. Shit. I didn't mean to move him. I just meant to. I haven't used the initiative tracker before. Select a character to start the initiative. Okay, he's the 1. All right. All right, so Hunts, you're going to go first, followed by Ivar, followed by Gabrelli, followed by Shalandra, and then I'll go. You got 4.
I figure I should probably try to put them to sleep. I do have a sleep spell, so.
Yeah, you can put them to sleep. So all you need to do is make a check against that DC. It's a tier 1, so your check is 11. So you roll a d20 and you add your spellcasting check bonus if that's one of your talents, plus your intelligence modifier.
Yeah, my intelligence is 17, so I think I got
That's a
+3
plus
on that.
3, right?
Yeah. I'll roll the dice.
Go ahead. 14. You managed to cast a sleep spell. And the sleep spell hits the 1 sec here, I need to read the spell. It hits the crabs, and they hey, you got the notes there on how sleep works there, Hunts?
Yeah, absolutely. It's instantaneous. Feels like cube extending from me. All creatures affected fall deep asleep, and they don't wake up unless they're hit or disturbed. Okay.
I'm going to say you managed to cast a spell. I think they've got to make a DC against it. So I'll roll a D20. I don't think they... Why can't I get this D20 in my die pool?
Because you got to pick the other one.
What other one?
It's down there.
Is there one still there? I can't roll it. Am I in the wrong? No, I'm in the right spot. There we go. 19.
That was
Who's
me.
that?
Actually.
The 5 bar. But I don't want them to. I don't want them to make it. Oh, hold on. 1 moment.
Yeah, I think it's not this one. It's this one down here.
Am I an idiot? I'm hitting the die.
Are you hitting the one at the top?
I'm just no, I've got the list of dice here. I'm trying to grab the D20 itself.
Okay, just click it. Not the one at the top. There's one down
I know,
below.
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And it should put it in the tray.
You'd think, right? Apparently not.
I see it in the tray.
Yeah.
That's mine, though. I'm the big one on the left.
There we go. Okay. I'm going to say they failed because I think your total was like 14 or something, wasn't it?
You rolled a 14. It
Oh,
was
so
like,
then, yeah, it was probably 17. So, yeah, they do not make it. and these mud crabs, as they start to advance, they just sort of get all limp and fall down into the mud.
And Ivar goes, "Oh, sweet, free crabs," and pulls out his axe.
You smash one?
Oh, sure, yeah, that's my move. I'm like, yeah, the one near me right there. Yeah, I figure sleeping crab, great axe. What do I do? It's 1d8. No,
Well,
no,
first,
I'm just
yeah,
pulling
you
out
know what?
my axe. My shield is still slung, so I'm gonna two-hand it for 1d10.
Okay, so roll a d20 to hit. Actually, it's not a automatic hit; it's a sleep.
Sure.
And then roll your damage.
Is that the 10?
Yeah.
No, that's a 12. Wait. So that's the 10. 3, but I think I have like a +1 to damage. I gotta check his sheet real quick. Yeah, with the great axe, I have +1 damage.
So 4 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All
wait.
right.
Unless my strength bonus counts towards damage.
Sadly, in Shadow Dark, it does not. I know it sounds crazy, but it does not. It only
No.
counts to hit. Okay. Now who's next? So now, after Hans, Ivar went, Gabrelli, your axe comes down on this. Sorry, Ivar. Your axe comes down on the shell of this mud crab, and it strikes true, and you hear a loud crack as you pierce its shell. But all that seems to do is anger it. It wakes right up from his sleep spell, and he's going to attack you when he gets his chance. Gabrelli, you're next.
And use
Sorry, I couldn't hear there, Pac.
my way behind Ivar and use protection of evil. So he'll come up behind him and he'll pat him on the back and he'll say murmur a quick prayer.
Got it.
I want a dagger.
And basically anything that's chaotic has disadvantage when they try to attack it.
Okay.
That only works for one of the sleep. So can I use my short bow to finish off the one that they
All right, sounds good. So you cast protection from evil on him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to put this ring on him, on Ivar.
Cool.
You're essentially blessed. Means that they have to make a saving throw to try and attack you if they're evil. Or chaotic, I should say. All right, Shalendra, it's your turn. There's 3 sleeping mud crabs and 1 that is menacingly moving towards Ivar.
Can I shoot it in the head with an arrow?
You sure can.
Yeah, what do I roll for that?
So you
The
roll a
six-sided
d20.
one?
Roll a d20, and I think you add your dex modifier as well.
Plus,
Plus
you
any
probably have
bonuses for your talents. Oh, and you have farsight, so I think you get advantage. You
19.
definitely hit. And
Does that get finesse?
sorry?
Does that get finesse? I do a d20 for that.
You roll a d20, you roll a 19, plus you're going to add your dex bonus. It's a finesse weapon, but finesse is primarily it's a dexterity based weapon. Finesse is for melee weapons that use dexterity.
Oh, so that's for the daggers.
Yeah.
And her dex is 16 plus 3. So
Yeah. Okay, cool.
You hit either way.
Did I kill the crab? Did it die?
Sorry, how much damage did you do there? You did 3, right?
4.
You did 4, and you did 5. Oh, right, great axe. Yeah, and you did 5. No, it's still up, but it's looking pretty rough. You've managed to embed an arrow right down its gullet, but it's still squealing and flailing, and it still means to attack, and which it will do. This is on you there, Ivar.
Yeah.
Oof, I don't think that hits.
6. against my 17
Yeah,
armor
it does
class?
not hit. So he's trying to get through your armor or your mighty thick thighs or whatever it is you've got protecting you, and his claw just can't seem to grab purchase. So you're safe from this thing. The crabs are still up. The 3 are still asleep, I believe. Right, Hunts?
Yeah.
Okay.
For how long? Until
Tell
they're
us.
awakened.
Tell us, Hunts, how long until they're awakened, or I think a number of rounds.
Yeah. Doesn't say here. But, I think that's right.
Yeah, his book would probably say that.
They're still asleep, but the one is still up there, Shalandra. You've just done it. So I think he missed, and now it's up to Hunts. Hunts, you're up. There's one crab that's still kicking. The other 3 are still
Yeah.
asleep.
Try magic missile, I guess.
All right, sounds good. Think you still have to roll to see if you hit. I think you have advantage though. So when you roll to see if the spell goes off, easy, and then you roll to hit with advantage, I believe. Oh no, that's only to get an 18 or above. But
I got a 17, yeah.
yeah, okay. So roll the damage for the or no, roll to hit, I should say.
No, he did 17.
That was
Yeah.
to actually cast a spell.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so in Shadow Dark Magic Missile is an automatic. You basically every spell you've got to cast. You've got to make a check to cast it. And then once you cast it, you got to roll a hit with that one. I'm pretty sure, but I'll double check. Wizard spells. Where's my wizard spells? Magic missile. Glowing bolt. You have advantage on your check to cast a spell. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. It goes up. A glowing bolt of force streaks from your open hand, dealing 1d4 target damage. And how much damage do you do there? You want to roll a d4 for me?
Yeah. Oh. Sorry.
That's a d8, but we can round it down.
No, I got it.
There we go. That's better. That's 4. Okay, so this bolt of lightning or bolt of light flies forth from your hand there, Hunts, and it strikes the crab, and the crab just explodes in a bunch of shell and juices, and it all splashes right in the face of Ivar. Ivar, you're covered in crab guts.
Nice.
But the thing is dead. The other 3 are still asleep. Oh, we're
And
moving.
Ivar looks over at Hunts and gives him the metal fingers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh gosh.
All right, after you,
All right, I
after
got a
you-
message from the girls that the walk over. I think I'm gonna have to head out shortly to pick them up for 10.
all good. Let's just finish this last little bit, and then yeah, take off. So
Yeah,
after you dispatch this mud crab and these other sleeping mud crabs, they kind of just fade into the mud. They just sink back into the mud. You notice something as you're cleaning yourself off there, Ivar. In the hole where the mud crab emerged, you see what is clearly a little patch of stonework, like worked stone buried in the mud.
So Ivar points at it and looks at Gabrieli and goes, "What's that?"
Which Gary notices it, he'll look really intensely at it, and I'm gonna like get a little closer and try to study it. And
You're
make
all
like a perception check or anything to see what I notice about it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, as you get closer and you investigate, you
Hold on,
see yeah.
Can I check it for some kind of like booby trap or anything while we're looking at this thing?
That's a good call. Yeah, you want to try and detect traps on the foundation here.
Yeah.
You can roll a d20 twice because you get advantage on it. I think your roll there was a 12.
Oh no.
That's okay.
Okay,
You
well,
got
that's
The 12 was 9. I was rolling for perception.
Oh, okay.
which will make it a 15 instead of a plus 3 to wisdom.
All right.
Okay.
2 and 18, I think.
Yeah, so you have advantage, so your 18 is the one we take. Shalendra, you don't see any traps here on this stonework. But Galebri, you don't. Is it Galebri or Galibri? Is that how am I supposed to say it?
Gabrelli.
Gabrelli. I'm sorry. Gabrelli. Sound like an asshole. Okay, Gabrelli. You don't see anything untoward about this, but you think that this is the roof of some structure made out of concentrically sinking sort of stones that have been mortared together. So the mortar is just covered in seagrass and muck now, but yeah, there's something to this foundation. You think you're looking at the roof of some sort of structure.
So this is the roof, and there's got to be like an access point somewhere, and just under the water, just under this sandbar somewhere.
Yep.
I was like, maybe there's music in there.
You know, Seven's not that dumb. There's music in there.
He really wants this music.
He sure does. Okay. Yeah, as you dig a little bit deeper into the muck to sort of make out what this is. You look like you're in the lower part of the rise part of a domed structure, and as you're farting around with the muck and stuff, you notice some of this masonry is loose. And you think if you worked a tool in there or a couple people worked at it, you'd be able to maybe get one of these bricks out.
Well, Ivar's got a great axe.
Did you say Ivar's got a great axe?
And 16 strength.
So you're gonna bash stone with your axe blade? That's cool, man. Go for
it. Like wedge it in there and use it, like lever it up.
Oh, okay. No, that makes sense.
He knows how to work, right?
I get on the other side of whatever stone he's working out and work my staff down on the other side, try to help him pry this loose stone out.
Okay. As you work at it for a little bit, you're able to get a stone out, and you see that there is a. Oh, you gonna roll for it?
Got a stone out.
Yes,
17.
you did. The two of you work together, and the stone comes free, and you see that there's another layer of stone underneath it, but you can see cracks in the mortar that seem to disappear into darkness.
So can I poke at it with the base of my spear, right? Don't want to collapse it now.
Yeah, for sure. So you're just testing to see how strong it is?
Yeah, like can we just like break on through it now, or do we need more?
Yeah, this masonry is as loose as the top layer, and you think you could, with a good solid kick or a whack with something heavy, like the butt of your axe or whatever, you could probably knock in a few bricks.
Okay. Yeah, let's. I mean, Ivar's down, right?
Yep. So
are we going in? I'll go in.
You smash at it with the butt of your axe, and one of the bricks comes loose, and before long, you've got about a 3 foot or about a 3 foot wide odd shaped hole that you think you could probably squeeze in there.
Okay.
But
so is it full of water, or is it just like in this hole?
Beyond it is blackness, and as the stones fall in, you hear a splash as though they're landing in some shallow water and then hitting. So it's like a splash and then a clunk, like if you throw a rock in a puddle, right?
Can we tell how far it is?
You hear it. You hear it hit the stone beneath the water, almost as soon as it hits. It's like if there's any water in there, it's like maybe an inch.
Huh.
But does it sound like a leg break?
How does a sunken structure not? How is it not full of water? That's weird. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start getting my rope out of my back and setting us up for a way to get down without breaking our legs.
All right, sounds good.
I've got like 60 feet, I think.
Yeah, you don't have to go down that far. After securing the rope with Ivar holding it with his mighty muscles, you descend down the rope. I'm not going to make you make a check or anything. And you find yourself on the floor of this structure. There's not a lot of light coming in from above, despite it being midday. The hole's just not that big. But what you can make out is this is a circular room, and it's probably maybe about 40 or 50 feet in diameter. Matter of fact, why don't I just move you there right now? Can you see that there, guys?
Yeah, we've got it.
All right. Give me a moment. I will put you folks there. Assuming you're all going down?
Yeah.
Yeah, is there somewhere to secure that rope? Because if there isn't, I have an idea.
What's that?
Well, I just bury the axe blade in between some stones, and we tie it off on the axe handle.
Okay.
Well, I had iron spikes. I just kind of assumed that I would use those. And
oh, okay. Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah. Is it okay with you guys if we take them back from the game and then come back to how long are you going to stream?
Hey, you know what? This is cool. You guys just entered the dungeon. If you want to take off for now, we don't have to necessarily pick it back up tonight. But
okay.
I'll get your lantern lit. One moment. Hold on. How do I turn on? There we go. Who's lighting the lantern?
Torches.
Or torch? Who's lighting the torch?
Yeah, I don't have a torch.
I brought two also.
Okay. Let's put it on.
See if it still had it. Maybe I'm working off the bad one.
Oh, there it goes. That's fine.
All right, there we go. So Shalendra gets the light, her torch lit. And now, yeah, you can see you're standing in about an inch deep of muddy water to the north. And water seems to be dripping in slowly from near the top. Just sort of like a little drizzle down, but it doesn't seem to be filling this place very quickly. But there's a door to the north, a big steel door, and it's all old and muddied and moss-grown brick and mortar around you. You guys can see that, right?
Yeah.
All right. I like how the light comes off of Shalandra.
Yeah, and it lights up a small area. You still have the fog of war, right?
Now, if Shalandra moves around, the light I can move her around 1 sec here.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat, eh? And folks, if you're watching, the maps are going to get better. I'm just farting around lately. I'm just learning this thing. Anyway.
It's a neat tool, though.
Yeah, the Owlbear Road is pretty damn good for what it is, considering it's browser-based. Okay, so, you guys take off then. If you want to go and get your kids, what I'll do is I'll basically describe where you are. You are in a 60, 70 foot wide or maybe 50 foot wide circular room that's domed in shape. There's a steel door to the north, and you're standing about an inch full of water, and we can leave it there.
Beautiful.
And pick it up next time.
Nice. Well, this was the full D&D experience, man. Did a player show up late? Two have to leave early.
That's right. There's just no Cheetos.
You should speak for yourself.
You got Cheetos? Lucky bugger.
No, I got Grippos. This is like a local brand of barbecue chips.
That's cool. All right, Evan and CMAC, it was great to have you guys along. I'd love to have you along again when we do another session.
And that was really metal.
The magic missile, for
Crap
sure.
in my face.
Are they gone? Have they already left? I haven't heard from them.
Well, they appear there.
Yeah, but they just might not have shut off their computer. It's all good.
It's possible.
So yeah, that's Shadow Dark. Folks, if you've never played it, one guy who's high on edibles played with four other people, and this is my first time running it. I probably fucked things up, but that's okay. I had a good time. I hope you guys did too.
It was great.
Well, all right then. Can't hear you, Pock. Sorry.
It's been better if we would have had more time to play.
It's true. I would like to play it for at least 2 hours next time. But this is a trial run, and we can go from there.
When they get back with the kids, I'm totally down to jump back in with pick it back up. I'm just saying, I'm about to get snowed in. We have a snowstorm coming.
Really?
Nothing to do for 3 days. Probably not going to church. So.
Yeah, because you drive like 40 minutes. You guys drive 40 minutes to get to church, right?
Yeah.
I don't have that problem.
I ain't doing that in a fucking 8 inches of snow. Fuck that.
Can you watch the sermon and the church proceedings online?
Do what?
Like tomorrow, like on Sunday, if you can't go to church, can you log in online and watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my church does that too.
But I don't even know if they'll do that. They might cancel it. Like I said, they're calling for like 8 to 12 inches here, which I know to you, these motherfuckers, that doesn't sound like shit. But that's a lot.
No, yeah, it's still a lot.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't do it either. I've missed a couple of Sundays myself, and we're not even. I'm 5 minutes away. But there's just one Sunday I fell asleep on the couch, and then I couldn't get up, or I got up like just around like 9:30. I'm like, I'm not going to get there on time, and if I do get there, there's not going to be a place to park. Like, I'm just not going to go today. So,
yeah.
How is all that going, by the way?
Church, it's good. I'm enjoying it. Talked to my minister, my priest, about getting baptized. So we're going to be doing that probably in the next few weeks. And I spoke to my friend who I went to high school with, who's also an Anglican minister. He's going to do some of the. He's my sponsor, and then two, on the day of the baptism, he's going to do some readings. So that would be cool. He agreed to be my sponsor, and I think he felt honored. I think he said he was honored to be my sponsor. But yeah, looking forward to it.
So the Anglicans do the whole, you need some kind of sponsored for baptism and everything too, huh?
They do. I mean, they don't do the catechumen. They don't do the catechumen thing where you got to like sort of like mentored or anything like that. But all are welcome. And I go to Bible study too. So every other Tuesday at 7, I go to Bible study. So.
So is a few months like is that pretty standard for somebody who wants to join the church? Meet with the minister a few times, go to some services and stuff, and then they move right to baptism, or is there like a criteria like that the priest is looking for before he approaches you about it?
Well, I've been coming pretty regularly for like several weeks in a row. So and every time they do the Eucharist, I get up, but because I've never been baptized. I don't receive it. I just put my hands to my side, and then this past Sunday or 2 days ago, he said, "Hey, I noticed you don't take the Eucharist. Were you never confirmed?" I'm like, "No, I've never even been baptized." He's like, "Oh, well, we've got to fix that. We'll talk about it over coffee after, when we got up there. So we sat down, we talked about it. He says, yeah, blah, blah, blah. We want you to have a sponsor. It takes me a couple weeks to get the arrangements made. And because I think there's probably some sort of paperwork they have to do as well. And
they're definitely going to keep a record of it.
Yeah, it's important to the whole institution, right?
Well, that I would assume, like, if you go to another Anglican church, and like say you decide to switch parishes or whatever, they're going to look for records of you being baptized before they let you partake communion. I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: like, they didn't do an audit, so if I wanted to be going every Sunday and taking communion every Sunday, they wouldn't have said boo. But I wouldn't have felt good doing that. So yeah. So no, he's a really nice reverend. He leads the Bible study. It's we're studying James right now, and it's like sort of a focused reading. And there's a theme to it, and from Father Stewart's instruction, basically, James is a tough book to get through because it's a lot of rules on how you should behave as a Christian. So and it's all sort of, a lot of it is steeped in metaphor and steeped in allegory. So you're meant to interpret it, right? So,
well, you can argue about that. The church is meant to interpret it.
No. It's not that you need to interpret. To a lay person just reading the gospel in the King James version, it might not be clear what the idea behind the scripture is, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by interpret it, not like, hey, here's another way of looking at it. It's more all like, what was meant when he wrote.
We're not going full Protestant then. Gotcha.
No. They're looking to see
clarity.
What do religious scholars say this phrase is about, and what is the understanding of this phrase?
This has got to be really weird for anyone watching this. Like, magic missile blows up the crab in your face. So anyway, I'm getting.
Hey, when are you getting baptized? Yeah.
Apparently, there's one person watching, and it's probably me, but that's okay. Yeah, well, I mentioned in my last video that I've started going to church and I found faith, and so yeah, it's not a surprise to anybody who saw that and is tuning in because they saw that video.
It's still weird.
Welcome to humanity, sir. You're not a godless, filthy, atheist animal anymore.
Twin says it's so weird. Well, because you've known me since what, 2015?
In 2016, I think.
Yeah.
Have we known you that long, Craig?
Yeah. And at the time, I was like, I wasn't at that point, was I diehard atheist? I was probably still in my diehard atheist point of view, but I was starting to come around because part of the reason I started talking politics is because of seeing the disintegration of the West. And it wasn't long after I started seeing the disintegration of the West that I started saying, hey, you know what? Maybe secular humanism isn't a good idea because it leads to this shit. Now, I wasn't fully on board being Christian, but I was starting to say, you know what? A society without a foundation in morality cannot stand. It cannot function. And as an atheist, there are no moral absolute. Like, you cannot be a moral objectivist and an atheist without being logically inconsistent.
It's I love that picture of the spaghetti all covered in brown, and in the background, out of focus, you can see the jar of Nutella. And it says, without objective morality, everything is permissible.
That's right. So yeah, I wasn't yet a believer at that point. It wasn't until I started watching. You're gonna hate this, but Jordan Peterson did a debate with Matt Dillahunty, and he talked about Christ as the meta myth upon which all other myth and all other narrative is based, that grounds our society from a Joseph Campbell point of view. the myths make up, or the mythology that we subscribe to, that informs our plays and our stories and that sort of thing. It's what undergirds, or it's the substrate on how we behave. And Christ, if you want to put it in the context of other mythologies, is the meta myth upon which all of Western civilization stands. If you even without looking at it from a theological point of view, if you were an atheist and say, okay, here's a good story, you would still need to understand that Christ is the foundation of what we are. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean that's okay. It doesn't even okay. So coming at it just from like an objective standpoint, like your morals have to have a root point, right? Like they have to come from somewhere. Even Muslim countries can point to something or an idea, a belief, something, and say this is where our morals and values come from, right? Now, whether you agree with them as Western or a Christian, that's neither here nor there, but they can point to something and say this is where it starts. Atheism can't really do that.
No.
The individual atheist could, but that would involve them having to point, at least in America, or in the Americas or whatever, pointing to Christianity and saying it starts there, right?
Right.
I won't do that most of the time.
Having a thought.
Sorry?
I'm having a thought about this, that they would probably have the urge to point to evolutionary psychology.
Yes.
Which is interesting, but isn't, like, it can't ever really be confirmed.
Even that doesn't hold up, because they're trying to scientific, they're trying to make religion, look at religion scientifically now, and they've come up with this thing, some German phrase about basically the origin of God, and they try to timeline out how we went from polytheism systems to monotheism and shit. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't work, because a lot of these things existed together at the same time, like monotheism and polytheism and all this shit kind of grew up together, and it wasn't this static line where everybody just worshiped the stars at one point, and then everybody worshiped this group of gods, and then everybody worshiped, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
if I may,
please.
There was another step to that, pointing to evolutionary psychology, but the problem that popped in my head was, wait a minute, if you point to evolutionary psychology, that would mean psychopathy is right and just and good. It exists because it works on an evolutionary psychological basis,
right?
According to evolutionary psychology, therefore it is also moral.
Well,
and so you can't point to it because you point to that as well. And I don't know, that just popped in my head. I don't know if there's a counter to that.
No, I hear what you're saying. From evolutionary, from an evolutionary psychology or evolutionary basis, psychopathy at certain levels within a population is innocuous. But if it evolutionarily made sense for everybody to behave like a psychopath, society would crumble. And I wouldn't doubt it if there probably were small tribes of people who had a higher ordinance of psychopathy in them, and they probably wiped each other out. They wiped themselves out. So psychopathy,
yet they persist, right?
Yes, it's just because their effect on the gene pool is innocuous. Right? It doesn't do much to harm the propagation of genes. But be that as it may, when you're talking about polytheism and monotheism, coinciding, you're absolutely right, Pox. And what was the one thing that caused the absolute death of polytheism? The spread of Christendom. So Christendom it's not simply a matter of them existing together alongside one another or one replacing the other as a natural evolutionary evolution of human behavior and social animal behavior. It takes a specific event, the birth and death and resurrection of Christ, in order to end polytheism. Because after Christ spread throughout the world, belief in spirits, belief in nature, belief in the stars, it all became relegated to primitive, quaint beliefs because Christ was the way.
Now we have daily horoscopes in the back of shitty magazines.
We've always had those.
Right, but I mean, like, you don't worship the stars. You read it and go, huh, and throw it away and forget it immediately, right?
Yeah, you're like, huh, I am a procrastinator. Yeah, anyway.
As a catechumen, as an Orthodox, I am to avoid that at all costs.
Reading the horoscope?
Yeah, it's looking to sources other than God for the future, right? Like, even if it seems innocuous, right, or innoxious or whatever.
No, but I was gonna say, like, the idea that you don't actually take it seriously, right? Does that counter that as a, like, I don't believe in the magic, right?
I mean, it probably would, but here's the thing, right? Like, so say you read your horoscope a few days in a row, right? And you start from that point. The ridicule, oh, I'm not going to take this serious. And then there's that one day you read it, and then a few things happen, and it's like, holy shit, that was fucking pretty accurate today. And then you start checking it again and again and again. It's a slippery slope. It's just something not to really, I wouldn't fuck with.
In terms of your question of does the fact that we still look at horoscopes today debunk my idea that polytheism and belief in the stars and belief in quaint superstition ended because of Christendom? Yes, it still tracks, because there's always going to be pockets of people who have gone through ancient pagan records and said, hey, Thor was pretty cool. I'm going to get a tattoo of his hammer on my fucking chest. And then they said, I believe in Thor, But here's the thing. The people who reject Christ and believe in these other systems, they don't believe in these other systems because they work. They believe in these other systems because they make them feel good.
Mm.
Damn, you're learning, bro. I guess the okay, I'll stop ripping on the Anglicans so much.
Anglican coming in hot.
Hey, man, we're all part of the liturgical tradition. The only reason I really chose them is because of my comfort level and the fact that I can understand what's being preached to me. If I went to an Orthodox...
when you're uncomfortable, I'm just going to throw this out there. When you are uncomfortable, you're closer to God than when you're comfortable. Just saying.
Maybe, but the reason I was uncomfortable was because, and this is no diss on the church I went to. I went to a Greek Orthodox church, and while I was welcome, they said, "Yes, please come in and sit down." I felt as though I was a spectator because so much of the liturgy was read in Greek, and it was read as more of a ritual than it was as a. He did do a brief sermon in English.
Yeah, that's every Orthodox church. The sermon at most is going to be like 15, 20 minutes because it's not about the liturgy is not about the priest or making you think or anything like that. It's about worship, right? So that's why it seems so ritualistic and stuff. Like
right.
Once you go for a while and you actually start learning the hymns and the prayers and everything and singing along, like, I don't know, a lot of it just kind of clicks together through. You have to go a few times, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? It's just one of these things. I kind of got a vibe of where I should be. So I went to a Baptist church as well, and they were very welcoming. They're very nice. And then they started the thing, and it was just very, very casual. And it was more casual than I really could. I didn't even stay. Like they started doing the communion, and here's how they do their communion. They do it once a month,
mm-hmm.
The first Sunday of each month, and they give everybody a little cup of wine, and you take it back to the pew. Now, in the Eucharist, with so far as the Catholic Church is concerned, and the other liturgical traditions, the priest is supposed to witness you take the body and blood of Christ. If they don't, the concern being that somebody could do something to spoil it. Somebody could go in there and do something just to fuck with God. And so there's a purity element to it. So the idea that they're going to give you a little cup of grape juice or wine or whatever it is, and you take it back to your pew, and they give you a little, I don't even think they were using wafers. They might have been using actual bread. I don't know. But yeah, and then you take, like, this is the body and blood of Christ, and if you spoil it, like, suppose somebody was feeling malicious and they went back to their pew and they deliberately spilled the blood of Christ, or deliberately, chewed up the Eucharist and spit it out. Like, that would be sacrilege, right?
Hurting yourself for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I believe it. It sounds crazy as fuck, right? But
Yeah.
in the Orthodox Church, there is an issue with people trying to, air quotes, join the church, and the reality is that they're some kind of like edgy Satanist or occultist or whatever, and they're literally trying to get shit from the church so that they can profane it for ritual purposes. Like, that's actually a thing that's going on in the world.
It's true. Yeah, they do shit like that. I saw a video, and I don't know how true this is, but I saw a video. Somebody was breaking down, those street preachers that go down, and they get a microphone and a speaker, and they, start telling people, "Hey, Jesus loves you," and they start talking. Trying to get opportunities to bless people. Well, a proselytizer, sure. It's like ministering, right, in their eyes. But anyway, there was a video where they're breaking down. This guy was on a street, and then some lady in like a muumuu and a goofy looking floral hat, she comes up behind him and starts like doing all these little gestures to him. Like she even gets up and hugs him, but she does something with her hand which is meant to represent something satanic. And then she starts, she starts doing all these little sort of things behind him, almost like she's cursing him.
That's just dumb.
Yeah, find the video. We should play it. I want to see this.
Let me see if I can find it.
The last really good street preacher kind of encounter I saw was there was an Orthodox priest who was in Greece, and he was just there on vacation with his family, but he was wearing his cassock or whatever. Yeah. And some unhinged Australian or British street Protestant lady just starts fucking badgering this poor old priest, man, and he just handles it like a G. Like, tries to engage with her at first, and then when he realizes, oh, this is a crazy lady, he is very sweet and polite and just tries to walk away as best he can.
Let's see if I can find it here.
How's your soul doing, Irving? Have you made any attempt at all to go to church? You fucking heathen!
I just found out that church I was looking at does do a Saturday service. It wasn't on the website, so I didn't know, but I'll be able to go now.
What kind of church is it?
Lutheran.
Hell yeah! So my priest is a Methodist convert. He grew up. His father was a Methodist preacher and everything.
Hmm.
And it was a trip to Serbia, of all places, that did it for him.
Oh, shit,
he went to Serbia in college, and some of his friends did. I can't remember if he said he knew somebody. He ended up going to a Serbian Orthodox liturgy, and that was it. Like he actually said he just started digging into church history, and that did it for him. He was done with everything else after that.
Yeah, some people just get an overwhelming feeling of like I don't know what you call it, but for me it was like a slow burn kind of thing.
Like a what?
Well, I didn't just walk into the church and all of a sudden like I'm home. You know what I mean?
Nigga, I did. I'm not even fucking lying. I didn't. Y'all know me. I'd make fun of motherfuckers that said that shit, and that's exactly what happened to me. When the first time I walked into St. George, I was like, "Yeah, God lives here. Like, this is God's house." It was the first time I've ever fucking felt that in my life, man.
You know what it was? It's like for me, it was a little bit different. I guess my lightning bolt moment was I reached out to my buddy Darcy. He's a priest as well, and I said, "Dude, can you recommend a church?" Like when I think that I decided to go, and that's when it sort of like struck me like you're going this way now, and yeah, but it wasn't like a lightning bolt. It was just like boom. That was the crystal moment where I'm like, okay, I'm on this path now. When I asked my priest friend to recommend a church.
Well, not everything has to be a slap in the face.
No.
Unfortunately for me, I think that's about the only thing I respond to, really.
Are you going to go back to church then, Twin? You want to Lutheran?
Gonna make an effort.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No.
Would you like to come? Would you like to come to my baptism?
Yes. Yeah, you did ask, man.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Dude, you have to make Melania live stream it. I want to be there, but I can't make it to fucking Canada.
Melina said she would come, but yeah.
How is and if this is too personal, I get it, but how is she dealing with your newfound faith in God?
She's fully accepting of it. It's not for her. I've asked her if she'd like to come. I asked her if she'd like to come all every Sunday, and she's like, no, thanks. I think she's. I'd say she's probably theistic, or the people say spiritual. I think she believes in God. I think she just doesn't believe in like going to church. You know what I mean? And
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say something, and I'm not trying to be a dick.
You're probably gonna say what I was gonna say.
What's that?
Go ahead.
Well, she's a believer, but she's not a Christian. Because if you're a Christian, you kind of have to go to church. Like that's a big part of it, right? Like it's in the scripture. Like I don't know.
You have to worship.
It's
not enough to decide or discern that you believe. You have to worship. And that's the part that's difficult for me, because as a Christian, I'm called to, witness, right? And I've told her why I started going, because she was curious. Like, what all of a sudden made you decide to start going? And I told her, what it was that's making me feel like I need to go down this path. And but I didn't go to the point where I was like, because everybody needs Jesus, and if you're not saved by him, you won't be in heaven. You won't be eternally with him.
You didn't want to hit her with the full truth all at once.
Well, it can come off as kind of like preaching.
Yeah, I get it. It's definitely a thing that you have to ease somebody into, right?
And I also don't think I'm at the point in my belief where I feel I'm confident to do that. Like I'm constantly questioning whether or not I'm being a good enough Christian, like constantly. And I'm like, maybe I just don't have enough faith. Like I don't know what it is. Is my faith? Am I doing it right? Am I praying right? Is God even hearing me? I mean, I know He's hearing me. Is God recognizing what I'm saying as being a request from one of His, or just one of the multitude of voices who say, "Please, God"?
I actually have a lot of thoughts about things like this that I'm not as open as you to just want to share on a live stream.
You know what it is? I took a couple of edibles, so I'm being very, very open tonight.
I'm up to 40 milligrams, and I'm still like.
Did you leave that cat alone? You see what my dog's doing over here? Look at this.
I've just seen the tail from behind your head wiggling like that.
Trinity is constantly trying to get at that cat. It's so funny.
And Mac's just like, "I'll kill you. You are so, you have no idea how
Well,
lucky you
it's
are."
funny they play together because he'll do the crab walk up on Trinity sometimes to try and get her to play. Anyway, yeah, I'm being I'm sharing quite a bit. It's probably more than I probably should. And this is supposed to be a gaming live stream. And I'm talking about God.
I told you it was weird.
That's not weird. This is great.
We should probably call it though, because well,
I was going to say,
why don't we
yeah,
go
let's
to
get the live
10:30
stream
and-
and start talking about TTRPGs again.
you know what we should. We probably should talk about TTRPGs
So,
again.
so just out of curiosity, what made you decide on Shadow Dark and not the 4cc system that we've been working on, or you've been working on?
Okay. Four color concepts I'm trying to, finish. I will readily admit this is a distraction. And I'm still working on it. I have a lot of stuff to do, but a lot of it is visual and layout at this point. Pretty much everything's written. I've got to make a couple of sample characters. I've got to fill out the setting, a Beacon City setting. I've got to get some art. My wife wants me to do the art because I can draw, but that's a lot of art. But you know what? I'm not opposed to doing it.
Make Irving help. He can draw.
I was going to say, are you open to submissions? I could try some stuff. Maybe we could even
Please.
collab. I'm
Please
very
do.
good at wire work. I'm very good at wire work. So if you're finishing, I can get you some cool dynamic poses that look like movement, but I can't detail them cleanly.
If you have anything in mind that I can throw at one of the girls, dude, my youngest, I'll send you the pictures. She's decided that she's gonna master hands.
Oh
She's
wow!
gonna what?
She's decided she's gonna master drawing hands.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When I show you these pictures, keep in mind she's 11 years old, bro. It's mind-boggling the talent this kid's got. So I'm doing everything I can to kind of foment that. So if you've got anything you want drawn, superhero-wise, I might be able to try to get her to come up with something.
Sure, yeah. If any art that people are willing to submit and it fits the look, I'm absolutely for it. And I'm looking for a comic book style, in bright colors. I want it's going to cost more to produce the book, but I want the art to be color because it's 4 color concepts. So
yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, no, I'm happy to take on art from anybody else, as long as it fits the bill. You know what I'm saying? Tell her to get, if she doesn't have it already, tell her to get the book Dynamic Hand Drawing by Bern Hogarth.
Bern Hogarth?
Bern Hogarth, B-U-R-N-E. Yeah, he does.
He's the guy who drew Tarzan back in the Sunday strips.
Okay, cool.
And he's got a number of books. The important ones are Dynamic Anatomy. If you're into it, Dynamic Hands, and then Dynamic Wrinkles and Drapery.
Yeah.
I have Wrinkles and Drapery and Anatomy. I don't have hands.
Fucking art nerds.
But in every art class and anatomy class, you're eventually given this challenge. If you can look at my little avatar, draw this.
Yeah.
It's one of the most difficult things I've ever tried to do and never made it convincing.
I might have it. I might have Dynamic Hand Drawing. Let me just check.
It is so crazy. Because most people in the comic books, if you actually did the measurements, their proportions aren't possible.
Yeah.
But they look fantastic. They look almost realistic, lifelike, right? Because it's about the presence of them as much as it is the actual, and your brain will correct if it's well done. So you just see them as larger than life instead of misproportioned.
Makes sense. Comics are a mind fuck.
Pretty much, yeah. What's taking them so long?
The edibles, I would imagine.
He forgot what he was doing.
Got distracted. He'll show back up, dude. If he hold up, can I see my screen? he left me in control here with fucking.
Oh, I can actually reach up and touch dynamic anatomy. You want to see this? This is
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. Let me see what I'm looking for.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Right, like is
I can't seem to find it.
Irving found it in like 2 seconds. He literally didn't even have to get out of his chair.
I reached up behind me. It was on the shelf. Right.
Oh, good for you. Thanks. Yeah, dynamic anatomy. I know I have that. I think I have dynamic hand drawing, but I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay, so 11 years old, man. Like I said,
This is
and
the only
she already sketches like this. Like she's already got down like the dummy, and then drawing around that, and then adding and erasing and doing the layers, and like, dude, I'm telling you, man, she's talented.
Yeah,
That's great.
encourage that because that's a wonderful thing and rare.
Yep.
But
I
that's
wish
all I can do is what I was trying to say before. Just that wire work, and I can get really good poses and movement and stuff like that. But after that, I can't finish them.
Like in terms of rendering like color and stuff like that?
Even like weighting lines properly for a finished product, I'm terrible at it. I don't.
Bro, I
Yeah,
draw
that's-
stick figures.
That's something that I was taught in animation school, line quality. And I'll be honest, it's not. I mean, some people just get it. I was never really good at it. But I can draw superheroes pretty well just because of all the damn comic books I've read over the years.
Mm.
You know, but one of the other greatest books that I have is How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Steve Buscema. Steve Buscema or John Buscema? John Romita Jr. and Steve Buscema, I think, or John Buscema. I can't remember. But yeah, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. It's like from the 1970s, and it's still an amazing book.
There's you remember Wizard magazine?
Yep.
They used to have how to draw as a small section, 2 or 3 pages, and they'd get anywhere from like 3 to 6 different artists showing you this is how I draw eyes in the comic book. This is how I draw this is how I draw boots. This is how I draw dynamic. And then they took a collection of them and made a book.
Yeah.
And I have it.
Oh, good for you, man. You know what? I might have it too. Quite frankly,
you're just getting hundreds of artists' perspective on dozens and dozens of things, and it's like, oh, okay.
And some, you know what? Like back in the day, Alan Davis and Paul,
taking notes.
Alan Davis and Paul Neary.
You have gifts for the next like 3 years. Some of these are expensive books.
Yeah, no doubt. Alan Davis and Paul Neary used to do Excalibur, the comic book Excalibur. Alan Davis and Paul Neary also did some Batman. And man, that guy, he is like my favorite of that era. My absolute favorite. Just because everything was so clean and everything was so right. And even when they were still printing in like 4 color back then, where it was a bunch of dots, his pictures still looked amazing. And yeah, he's one of my favorites. What's his name? Frank Quitely. I really like Frank Quitely. I know you're not a huge fan, but I really like Frank Quitely.
I'm not actually familiar.
I think I have some art from him. Not everybody likes him. He did New X-Men in the 1990s.
I have a weird pair of favorites just off the top of my head. Like, not that they're weird to like them, but I think it's weird to like them both. Like Michael Turner, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Died really young at like 36 or something, 37 of fucking bone cancer of all things.
That's brutal.
But he was really cool, like a minimalist, like for comic books go, fairly realistic. But yeah, great. You should look up his like Supergirl cover. Oh, that's very classy. I like see the coloring like that, right? Like, are they using pastels to accomplish this kind of smoothness?
I think by now they're probably using computer to color, because it's pretty amazing what you can do with brushes. but I don't know who did the colors for this particular. This is from All Star Superman, which is another, like, it's a really good title. Yeah, Frank Whiteley's great. I love his shit, man. A lot of people think his lines are a little too boily because sometimes if you get in close on a face, he's doing a close up of somebody's face. The lines, they have almost like a shaky kind of quality to them, but it still looks really good. It's like a specific style of his. Like it's not bad art. It's how he's decided to do the line work, and it just looks so good. Particularly when they have colorists. When a good colorist is doing it, it looks amazing. Anyway.
And then also I like Sam Keith.
Yeah, I love Sam Keith.
The Max fame. He's like everything is horrifically proportioned and stylized, and it just works.
Yeah, he's got a very stylized approach to art, and I don't know if he's ever done any cape comics, like superhero comics. I know him from, of course, Pitt, or not Pitt, but the Max.
The Max, yeah.
I was getting ready to say, I don't know the guy's name. That's my favorite comic artist, the guy who did the Max. That style is fucking amazing.
He's done other good stuff too. Like he did one called Ojo, which is like a Japanese sort of dark fairy tale. Really cool.
I should look into that because.
Yeah, me too. But okay, he's not really a comic artist, I don't think. The guy who did Samurai Jack and Primal, Jindy Tardovsky.
Yeah,
dude. It's a comic book style. I don't care what anybody says. Like, it would translate to a comic so well.
His whole thing was like how he drew characters as landscapes a lot. Like, he would make characters become a part of the scene. Like they were like what's the demon's name in that? Aku. He looks like a building in a lot of the pictures. Right? Yeah. Samurai Jack's good.
Hey, you gotta watch. Have you seen Primal?
No,
I don't know if I have.
Okay, it's about a caveman named Spear and his dinosaur companion Fang. Right? It is the most brutal cartoon I've ever seen, and it's amazing. There's no dialogue except for until like 2 or 3 episodes have people talking and they're speaking. One of them, I think they're speaking Gaelic. One of them, some I don't know. I don't know if it's a made up language or like some East African language or whatever. But there's like no dialogue to it, and it's the most compelling story you'll ever watch. I promise.
I'll have to look into it. What's it called again?
Primal. It was on Adult Swim.
Oh, okay.
They just started season 3.
I'm going to have to challenge its brutality title with Metalocalypse.
No, it's got Metalocalypse beat, dude.
Yeah, Metalocalypse. A lot of it's like it's very cartoony blood and very cartoony violence, right? Like almost approaching Bugs Bunny type of violence.
So this
back together wrong? Come on.
Oh, dude, I'll give you brutal music wise, yeah, it's good. But I'm telling you, okay, there's no dialogue in this show. But I've watched the credits and I need to remember their names to see other stuff they've worked on. But the people that did the audio for this show nailed it because they had to. It doesn't work without it. I'm telling you.
Well, you'd have to, right? Without the dialogue, you're relying on music and sound effects to tell.
It's not even music so much. That's I guess what it is. Sound effects and like. I don't know. It's an amazing. It's amazing. You gotta watch it.
I'll check it out. Primal. Okay. Are you into anime at all, there, Pox?
Little bit. Not so much here lately because it's all been taken over by the wannabe cross-dressing faggots. You know what I've noticed about weebs lately, right? Is they're all of them, all the hardcore weebs. They're all dudes that would be wearing dresses and calling themselves fucking married. Right, but they're all fat and gross, and they know that it would just be, a quick path to suicide. They're smart enough to know they don't want to blow their brains out. That's the only difference.
Yeah, all the weeaboos, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm.
All they want to watch is this magical girl shit. It's like, come
That's
on,
garbage.
man. I just want to see people get cut in half with samurai sword. What are you
Here's the
doing?
thing. Here's the funny thing. Western adults, like American adults, are into the stuff from Japan that was designed for little kids. Little kids. And Japanese girls who read this magical girl stuff, they grow out of it by the time they're 10 or 11. They're like, no, this is like, it's almost like fucking Sesame Street to them, right? And the fact that we've got full grown American men all over this shit is really disturbing.
It is 100%.
Anyway, but for anime, I'm kind of like I'm uncultured because my two favorite anime are Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop. And
Hey, those are two of my top three.
Those two are the ones that me as a Westerner can stand. The other ones, I just can't get through them.
Okay, hold on. I've discovered something recently. This is how old we are. When we were younger and we were like, oh man, yeah, Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Akira. Oh, fantastic. The weebs would be like, oh, you're so fucking basic. Those are like the mainstream ones. You don't even know about anime. Now, when you bring those up, the new generation of kids watching anime, they've never heard of them. They're only watching that fucking like Naruto and the romance shit. And you tell them, no. If it wasn't for the fact that I loved Akira and spent money for it, you wouldn't know what Naruto is, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but again, that shonen stuff is for little boys in Japan. It's not for grown men.
Yeah,
it's not for college students. So yeah, it's really silly the fact that we sort of glommed onto this and in this way. It's and the thing is that the people who are into the shonen stuff, I mean, maybe they were exposed to it when they were teenagers, but it really wasn't. I mean, I guess it was kind of made for them. I think what happened is stuff like Naruto, it got really big in Japan, and the time frame between it getting big in Japan and getting big in America was not that great. Like, whereas a lot of the other anime got really big in Japan, people didn't even know about it in America until like it came out, overdubbed as Battle of the Planets and turned into an Americanized version of it. And then they're like, oh, this is cool.
3 separate transforming robot animes are licensed by Harmony Gold and released as one long saga called Robotech.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, Voltron is another one, right? I saw Voltron when I was, it was on, I was watching cartoons well into my teens. But so we're talking 1980s. And I remember seeing Voltron. And at the time, I'm like, nah, fuck, I don't want to watch giant robots. I want to watch superheroes and fucking dungeon adventures. Because at that time, Super Friends was still on. And what do you call it? Damn it. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, The Incredible Hulk, all of these things were on TV when I was like probably just getting a little too old for cartoons. And when I saw things like Voltron and like Robotech and what's the one with the giant fucking sub in space?
The giant sub in space? I don't know.
It's not a sub, it looks like a ship, like an ocean vessel, but it's in space.
Well, the only
thing in Japan is called Pat Labor or something like that.
The only one I can think of is Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, but that's more recent. That's
more recent,
yeah. But it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's so stupid.
Yeah, but anyway, they marketed that stuff that had been out for like 10, 12 years in Japan to American audiences, and at my age, I wasn't interested in it. But I think that's where the weeaboo crowd came. So the guys who were a little older maybe knew what it was, but anyway, it's just weird. It's weird how these things become cultural touchstones depending on where they're from, right?
TTRPG, God, comic books, drawing talent,
anime. It's a new kind of ammunition, folks. we should get back to the campaign. So,
Okay, well, before we actually campaign, though,
yeah,
we gotta catch Pox up on a little bit. And you know,
this is like the first where I missed all the intelligence stuff.
yeah, so like when you didn't show up, I sort of like built my character almost like around you, but like leaning on you, right? That Ivar, he's a good warrior, right? He's only known violence, grew up on the streets, joined a war band, yada yada. But he's not bright. He's only got like a 7 intelligence and 7 wisdom, right? So when he realized his war band was doing something particularly terrible, which was going to be like murder a priest protecting a bunch of kids from the war band and then murder all the kids, he fought them off and fucked off, knowing it was wrong, but knowing he's too unintelligent to figure this out himself. So by whatever chance he met you, he just had this like, okay, this guy, he knows what's good. So I'm gonna, pay attention to what he says. So that's been the whole thing. And
Yeah,
then,
no pressure. No pressure. I haven't
and then because you weren't,
Gabrella yet.
what's that?
I haven't thought that far ahead with Gabrella yet.
But because you weren't here for the like beginning part to actually play it, Ivar had to follow the clues in incredibly stupid ways. It was really hard.
Here, your notebook, man. You gotta keep notes.
do I keep notes? I never keep notes, which is bad for a DM. I should keep notes. I should at least make notes.
Oh, dude, if I showed you my notepad on my phone, it's insanity, dude. It's a combination of like tidbits of ridiculous song lyrics that I was playing with, and then like notes about different games that we decided to start playing, and then either never got to or like played a couple times. It's insanity.
I'd like to get back to playing 4-color concepts again, and depending like if CMAC and Hunts aren't available sort of consistently, or they can only stick around for an hour or so, I have no problem going back and continue on with 4-color concepts.
Or maybe Ivar and Gabrelli knew each other before they knew Shalendra and Hunts, and we can have like separate backstory adventures.
Oh,
Like
dude,
a
that would be
prequel.
fun. Yeah.
Because when we go off air, I think I have some other ideas that I wanted to run past you, but they can't be like known ideas.
Oh, okay.
It'll be better to make them surprises later.
Fair enough. But anyway, yeah, I'm still learning Owlbear Rodeo. It's a cool tool, but
it looks a lot more user friendly than what is it? Fucking Roll6, whatever.
Roll20.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is, dude. I hate that website.
Yeah,
it's not intuitive at all.
Well, I mean, on
the the community. Sorry.
On the user side, Owlbear is quite good.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know how hard it is to control it. Right.
It's not that hard. I've got a few more options like Fog of War and stuff like that. Like, for instance, when I put you on that map, you guys were in the dark. Like,
and the torch, the torch effect.
And I had to add the torch, right?
But it has that functionality. Right?
Yes.
Like that's awesome.
And I can lock doors. So basically, you'll come up to a door, and if you try and go through it, you can't. You have to unlock it, and I can unlock it once you've either found the key or whatever, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
So
I'll light it up the next time we play that one, because I've got 2 torches, so me and Ivar are set.
You didn't bring any torches, Ivar?
No, I just had more rations.
Gotta keep carrying
the food.
Rations cost money.
They do.
You got to eat, right? He's not smart, but he knows some things.
You play him like he's a fucking imbecile. He's got a 7 intelligence. That's not an imbecile.
That's terrible. That's a minus on rolls. It's like that's this look from everyone all the time.
What the fuck did he just say? Yeah, no. When I think of 7, I think of as a guy who probably didn't do too good in school, but he's not stupid.
No. I'm thinking of straight up INT, the attribute. You have a -1. That means there's the mean and a standard deviation.
Yeah, but not functionally retarded, because that'd be like
Almost. He can be good at some things, like fighting, right?
Yeah.
Like knowing a fight's going to happen. This guy means me harm, or that guy means that guy harm. He sees that because he doesn't have to think about it. But anything you have to think about, it just does.
I think 7 intelligence is like Somali intelligence. You're a high functioning retard.
Roughly speaking. He's just smart enough to know he's dumb.
If he was any dumber, he'd think he was smart.
Yes, yeah, maybe. And that would get him into even more trouble.
I like it. Because you ever notice like some really dumb people think they're fucking brilliant?
Oh, yeah. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect.
You're stupid.
But yeah, he's like, nope, I gotta outsource this. I gotta outsource this to a better person. I almost murdered children.
Oh, no.
I'm not so stupid. I don't know that's wrong. So I need help.
Hey, did you like the backstory for your deity? What did you think of that, Box?
It was really good, man. Did you come up with it, or did you run it through an AI?
No, that's AI.
I kind of figured. I took it, and I was working with Grok to kind of break down a song I was going to run through Suno and see what I could turn it into.
Yeah, so basically I went to AI, and the way you described him in our chat, I'm like, okay, so my players wants to be a priest who worships a deity that's not mentioned in the Shadow Dark rules, and here's the characteristics of that deity that he gave me. Saint Sarakov the Forgotten, god of like music and mercy and protection or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you gave a couple of other details, and it basically told the story of this disgraced knight who played a lute and saved a bunch of people from Blackrock Pass, a massacre at Blackrock Pass. While they escaped, he stood there and sacrificed himself, and he was elevated to a saint. And now people worship him. I'm like, that's a really good fucking story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not particularly complex, but it's perfect for a saint. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah, man, I liked it.
And Ivar's backstory, you didn't write one? You didn't get AI to write one?
No, I just sort of pulled it out of the air.
Yeah.
Right. And there might be a little more to it. Right.
I think
we'll discuss it. But okay. So here's a small detail I just remembered. Wink. I just made it up. After saving and escorting the priest and the children from the battle after killing some of his own dudes, they make it to safety, and the priest is a priest of Saint Taragnus, the warrior god.
Right.
And he's like, oh, thank you. You've done, he says some make this cool. Like you've done a very good thing by protecting the weak from the wicked, and blesses him in the name of Saint Taragnus. So that's why he's taken Taragnus as his patron or whatever. But he needs a priest.
Yeah. And so adding a bit to Saint Sarakov the Forgotten, he was a knight of Taragnus before he sacrificed himself. And so he got elevated to sainthood. What's that?
I like to think that on the mystical woo-woo side of it, Saint Taragnus or whatever elevated him up to god status for his sacrifice, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like the saints get elevated in the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church, right? So
No, yeah, but that's very Warhammer, right? They worship Sigmar as the man become god, but Sigmar worshipped Ulrich, so there's still people that worship Ulrich.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done a bit of fleshing out of the world, and actually I'm pretty happy with what AI came up with. It's pretty smart. Like, I was trying to, I came up with the city names when I drew the map. And I'm like, okay, these are cool city names. And then I'm like, okay, now I want to flesh out the description of those cities. So I just feed a few ideas into Gemini, and it would spit stuff out. But the stuff it spit out about the city was not consistent with where they were on the map. So I'm like, fuck it. Look, here's a hex map of my world. And it said, oh, okay, great. From that, I'll redo Dunshara for you. And then it fucking wrote Dunshara based on its location and everything else I gave it and fleshed it out even better. So I said, okay, using the map, flesh out the cities and the walled towns. This one, and this one. And boom, blang, plopped it out. And then I said, okay, and these two villages are important in Elben. Gwynthedir, I think it's called. Where is it? Let's see if I find it. Where my map is at? There it is. All right, I will share that. I thought I could share it. There we are. Okay, y'all can see that now?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Try and zoom in a bit. So, on the big map, here's where you are, Trellanby.
Okay.
But there's a couple of villages that are important. So there's Glirnathui, where the Peach Festival is held, and the village of Shortcloak, which is a hobbit village. There's like 30 hobbit families who live there.
Fucking say that name again.
The village of Shortcloak, or the first one?
Okay.
Ivar sees the inhabitants women and is like, she's thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Short plump.
Shortcloak.
Okay, so we're at a sandbar in the what the fuck is that? Clipia?
Loch Nakupla, which is basically a couple of lakes. Loch Nakupla. Yeah. On the southern lake of Loch Nakupla.
Can I see that house from the sandbar?
The house from where, sir? Oh, the castle?
No. So you've got Trellanby, and then right across the loch, there's just a house over by itself on this little peninsula. Is that a lake? What the hell is that?
Yeah, it's just like a little lone like farm. So basically, one house is meant to represent like a village, or like just a small little group of dwellings. These guys, this one right here, that's a town. Glirnathui is a town. Shortcloak is a village, but it's only there because it shows that it's a small community. These would be towns, but they're not all named, right? I didn't name them all. I named the important ones. And then there's this one lone little tiny village up near a pond near the mountains.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the gloaming, that's the area, that's the haunted forest to the south.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so people think Killamby's cursed because the Lord Vane, he's gone mad in recent years. And people just keep leaving. They're just like, they're getting out of town. And the city just keeps getting more and more decrepit over the years. And more people leave. And so everyone thinks the town's cursed. They think the curse is coming from the gloaming.
Okay. We have a reason to be back in town.
Anyway, folks, I think we're going to call it here. It's been about 2.5 hours now. I had a good time. I hope you did, Mr. Twin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Pox, I know you didn't mean to be late. I appreciate you coming in anyway.
Yeah, no problem. I'm telling you, we got to start earlier.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard unless it's Saturday for me.
Unless it's what?
Saturday? But
hey, I'm doing nothing this weekend. I'm fucking locked in the house because of a snowstorm. So if you guys want to jump back on tomorrow, I'm totally down.
You have a things to do on Saturday nights, though, don't you, Irving?
On Saturday night?
Yeah.
But no. But I
like you go to family for dinner, don't you?
Not every Saturday.
Oh, okay.
In the summers, yeah, that's often a thing. But like winter, everyone's staying home. So at least for the foreseeable future.
Okay. Yeah, we can do Saturday then. That's fine. Yeah, you want to hop back on tomorrow? We can do it. We don't have to go live. We can just play.
Oh yeah, we can. We'll see what's what. And just
I might even. I could probably record. This is a gaming computer, and I think it's got a 1-button record thing on it.
Oh,
so we can play. I can record it and then upload it later.
StreamYard also has a record function that you.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go live or you can. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate you if you came by and watched. If you're watching this after the fact, tune in again because we're probably going to be doing some more of this. As you see now, Ammunation has changed from a politics commentary channel to a TTRPG and talk about bullshit channel. So yeah, I'm going to play the outro and then we'll call it a night. Thanks, everyone, and bye-bye.
Praise Jesus.
God bless.